What is up guys, welcome back to the channel. As we have almost come to the end of this month and also the end of 2023, it's time for us to check out our last episode of top 10 newly released free-to-play games that you can play right now in the month of December. And throughout this month, we had the chance to try out some of the most amazing high-quality free-to-play games, and hands down one of the best month we had so far when it comes to free-to-play game releases. And as always guys, all of these games are completely free to play. You can download them on Steam, and we got a lot to discuss in our today's video, so sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. Alright, starting with a brand new third-person survival game called Teora Beginning. It's a completely free-to-play looter-shooter, more like a sandbox style of a survival game, but this current build of this game is more like a prologue introduction version of their upcoming game called Teora Survival, which is going to be released in 2024. In this game, you are a survivor in this island called Teora, which infested with zombies, and you basically have to survive day in day out. There's tons of areas to explore, loot, and gather resources. You can build your own base, craft, and upgrade your gear. Pretty similar mechanic to some of the other survival games, but on top of that, the game has a very unique polygon-like art style, which is something I really appreciate. And even though it's more like a demo version, right now the game is pretty popular on Steam. Right now the game is having close to like 900 reviews, and they are very positive, and the system requirements are also very much acceptable. You can definitely play the game even with a pretty basic system. Alright, next up on our list, we got a bit of a weird game called Pinball M. And you might ask, bro, what is weird about pinball? It's pretty much the same thing that we used to play a long time ago when we got pretty old Windows XP systems, but in this game they combined that classic pinball game mode that we all used to play with bit of an inspiration from other popular horror games and kind of make it together. So compared to the previous more like a casual relaxing pinball game, this is more like a bloody dark tone horror inspired pinball game that you may or may not like. Even though it seems like a bit of a weird game, it's a very unique experience that we haven't had the chance to try out before. It's mainly a single player experience, but you can play the game with the other person on split screen, which is pretty cool. And the game is also available on pretty much all the major platforms including PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, Epic Game Store, as well as on Steam. It's definitely a very unique experience, so if you're into these type of games, I think it's worth giving it a try. Alright, next up we got a game that a lot of people actually been hype about, and that is the Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. So if you're a fan of the Final Fantasy VII games, this is going to be a very nice free-to-play addition, which include kind of a spin-off game from the classic Final Fantasy VII, and I believe this version of the game is based upon the mobile version, which already available on Android and iOS, and right now the game is available on Steam on PC. Even though it's a free-to-play game, if you're jumping in as a beginner, you're gonna have a hard time understanding the story and the characters, so I would recommend playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake first. Such an awesome game with amazing characters, story, and the visuals. One of the best RPGs you can play. Overall, it's a very nice free-to-play addition that I wanted to mention in our today's video. Alright, next up we got a pretty unique simulation style of a game called Last Minute Shopping, which is basically a free-to-play single player, more like a chaotic first-person shopping simulator where you simply have to go through a shopping list and find different items in this insanely large furniture store. Honestly, the experience with this game is very much immersive, just like the real thing. You have to go through a list, find different items, check out their prices, and also visit different areas of the warehouse to find those unique items, which sometimes can be pretty difficult. It is very much a single-player experience, so if you're someone who enjoys doing shopping, this is hands down the perfect game for you. Right now, the game is kind of underrated at this point, only having like 32 reviews, and they are very much positive on Steam. So if you're down to play a very unique simulation game, I would say it's definitely worth giving it a try. Alright, next up at number 6, we got a brand new free-to-play extraction shooter called Hogue, and it's coming from the devs who previously worked on the popular free-to-play shooter Warface. So this game is basically a free-to-play online PvP/PvE extraction shooter where you simply have to squad up with your pals and explore this mysterious island, fight variety of enemies and different bosses. Along the way, you also have to solve tons of environmental puzzles, find different valuable ancient treasures, and finally made a successful escape from the island. Honestly guys, this type of extraction shooters are very hard to come by, especially when it comes to free-to-play market. Previously we had games like the Cycle Frontier. Unfortunately, it was shut down very recently. So if you're looking for a brand new extraction shooter, this is the game you should definitely want to try out. The game is still an early access title on Steam, so there's definitely room to be improved, and I absolutely love this beautiful, colorful, vibrant world combined combining with Fortnite style graphics with third-person shooting. Pretty cool game if you want to try out right now. The game is sitting at mixed reviews on Steam, having more than 1,200 plus reviews. System requirements are also pretty acceptable in 2023. Alright, moving on, next up we got a pretty cool little casual game called Bronzebeard Tavern. It's basically a free-to-play, casual, cartoonish, a simulation style of a game where you simply have to manage your own restaurant with the help of your party members, which is pretty cool in my opinion. The game lets you play with up to 8 of your friends in local multiplayer or online co-op. Makes this game one of the most funniest casual simulation style of a game you can play with your friends. The game lets you complete those basic things like serving customers, cooking delicious meals and serving drinks, and also you can customize your own menu of your restaurant and ultimately upgrade your tavern. Right now the game is pretty popular on Steam, having more than 700 plus reviews, and they are very positive. System requirements are very much acceptable. You can definitely play the game even with a very low to mid-range system in 2023. Alright, next up we gotta talk about a couple of game modes that got extremely popular nowadays, and these are not technically games, these are extremely popular game modes inside Fortnite, and you may guess it already, that is the Lego Fortnite and the Rocket Racing. Honestly, in last few months the Fortnite kind of become the modern day Roblox. Nowadays most popular developing companies kind of build their own game modes inside using the Fortnite engine, which is pretty crazy, and as a result we get a couple of extremely popular game modes right now, starting with the Lego Fortnite, which is basically a massive open world survival game built upon using the Lego engine, and similar to other survival games you can literally do crafting, collect your food and resources, build your own shelter, upgrade, and also battle and survive against other enemies. Definitely a very nice addition to have, especially if you're into this type of Lego based content. And also we gotta talk about the Rocket Racing, which is basically a massive free-to-play arcade racing game, which is actually developed by the guys who behind the popular free-to-play game Rocket League. Anyway, both of these games are very nice additions, super fun to play, and remember, in order to play these game modes you have to download Fortnite, and also if you have the game already, definitely give it a try and let me know down below what you think. Alright, moving on, at number 3 we got a brand new free-to-play game with overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam right now, and that is a game called 100 Asian Cats. It's a very simple, cute looking, relaxing puzzle type of a game where you simply have to find different cats hidden in this hand-drawn artwork. There are a total of 100 different cats hidden inside this drawing, and your simple goal is to find them all. There are a bunch of games similar to that available right now on Steam. The games like Cats Hidden in Paris, Cats Hidden in a Jam, typically very simple, casual games, and seems to be tons of people like this type of relaxing games according to Steam reviews. So if you're into these type of casual puzzle games, absolutely go ahead and give it a try. Alright, moving on, at number 2 we got one of my favorite free-to-play game releases of this month, and that is the game called One Armed Robber. It's an extremely fun, chaotic first-person simulation style of a game where you literally have to squad up with your friends and pulling off different heists on banks, shops and various other establishments. But as the name suggests, you can only use one of your hand to do all the work. Honestly makes this game very funny, challenging, chaotic and super fun to play at the same time. And if you ever played their previous game, which is the One Armed Cook, you know how fun that game is. You definitely want to try out this one as well. And right now the game is extremely popular on Steam, having close to like 6,000 daily concurrent players, and also the overall Steam reviews are very positive. System requirements are also very much acceptable as well. Alright, at number 1 spot we got no surprises, absolutely one of the best free-to-play game releases in 2023, and you guys know already, and that is the game called The Finals. After months and months of waiting and playtesting, the game is finally here, and I got absolutely no surprises. The game is blowing up right now on Steam, right now having close to like 120,000 daily concurrent players. Anyway, it's a brand new free-to-play arena-style first-person shooter where 4 teams of 3, total of 12 players go head-to-head inside this virtual game show and ultimately try to grab many cash as you can. Visually the game looks amazing, the gunplay is very solid, movement is very smooth, and on top of all that the game got completely destructible environment, which makes this game one of the most refreshing and unique experiences you can have in the first person genre. I also made a dedicated video talking about the game, so if you want more information definitely go ahead and check it out as well. Overall guys, it's one of the best first person shooter games that I've recently played, and I highly recommend you guys to give it a try as well. Well, that's pretty much wrap up this video guys, and this is probably going to be my final video for this year, and thank you so much everyone for all the continuous support throughout the year, and I hope this video helpful to you and you find some great free-to-play games to try out during this month. And as always, if you enjoy the content, definitely go ahead and drop a like and also subscribe and stay tuned, and I'm continuous to cover tons of free-to-play content in the upcoming year as well. So I will catch you guys soon in my next video. Stay safe and happy new year to you all.